In the early days, or whether your dog's a little bit barky or unruly or whatever, or won't come back to heel. So I thought what we'd do is we'd investigate this by speaking to somebody who's a specialist in that sort of thing. And it's Natalie Turton. And I love the name of your firm, Pawsitive. That's Pawsitive, isn't it?
So it's just a play on positive. That's all really what dog training should be about for both the client and the dog.
Now, I think what you've actually done here is you've changed the method that you were doing it, and that came about through COVID-19, didn't it, Natalie?
Absolutely, yes, it did. So I had to think on my feet and change the way I work to continue to provide a service for my client during lockdown. And through that, I came up with a better method that's getting my clients better results.
You've become a sort of televised dog programme through virtual way of dealing, haven't you?
That's right. My consultations now are remotely, so they're all online. And that works for a number of reasons really well, because I can physically show people how to do the training with one of my rescue dogs. And I don't tend to choose an easy dog, so I'll choose a dog with similar problems to what the client is dealing with, so they can see me work through those problems. And then they've got the opportunity then to copy what I'm doing, because even if we were working in person, it's standard practice that the trainer or behaviourist wouldn't be handling their dog unless it was a safety issue. So this format is much more help to the client.
On a sort of Zoom type situation, are you looking at the person and their dog together?
Absolutely, yes. So start off with a question and answer session, and that's because we don't want to be doing the training for the full hour, because we don't want burnout to occur for the client and the dog. And the dog will be there while we're having that question and answer session, and then we'll crack on with some training, and I'll be able to see everybody involved. It also is great so that other people who are going to be doing the training as well, that aren't at the house, that they will be there remotely, but I will just be focusing on the person working with the dog.
Are you sort of the dog whisperer then?
Well, it's all basic understanding of learning brain biology, how dogs work, how they communicate. So it's not magic, and there's no quick fixes in dog behaviour modification. But I wouldn't say I'm a dog whisperer, but I'm so knowledgeable that it's really easy for me to see what's going on.
We're a country of dog lovers, but one can get a little bit annoyed if a dog is over barky, or the other way round, shows too much attention to other people. And that was a little bit of a worry during COVID-19. How do you cure that?
Always, we're starting on the foundation work, so consistency, so that the dog is getting the right message about what they need to do to get the things that they want, because dogs are simple in that way. They just want the things that they want. It's our responsibility to show them the most appropriate way to get the things that they want, and that goes ensuring that the owner can read what their dog is saying, and that actually we allow our dogs to say no when they don't want to do something, and we recognise that. We work with them on that, so we're working as a team, and then through that we can get rid of a lot of that frustration and the motivation for those behaviours, and we get a much calmer dog at the end through this process.
And it's a bit about not only training the dog, but also training the owner of the dog handler, if you like.
Absolutely. It's definitely a two-way street. It's 50-50. It's got to be. So it's all about teamwork. So the owner has to put the work in, and that's what it's all about.
Have you come across any really funny dogs while you've been doing this?
I specialise in terrier and hound breeds. Just collectively, the traits you tend to get with those breeds, that they crack me up. Every single dog that I work with does something that's absolutely hilarious. And what I'm trying to do is encourage dogs that are anxious, nervous, to become more optimistic. And through that, you get dogs that do what we call like cheeky things. So they'll think outside the box of how to get what they want. And it does crack you up. It's hilarious. And I could say there's not one dog that you can set apart and say that dog was more funny than the others, because absolutely, when they're really going for it, they're using their brains and they're trying to work, problem solve, and they do something really unusual to get something that they want, it's absolutely hilarious.
And if you or your dog want to get a bit of help from Natalie Turton or Pawsitive Dog Behaviour, the website is www.pawsitive, dogbehaviour.co.uk. Well,